Right, we now head into heat number 2 for DD2. Let's take you through the starting grid. Zana Shriblack took the opening heat victory earlier on today, but it's going to be, as it was previously, Mark Kimber, Mattis Malinovskis on the front row, Chris Harnan and Mick Nolson row 2, Lasse Andresen and Fabian Bock row 3. Zana Shriblack and Jules Cousin running at the top 4 rows ahead of Ronnie Goodler and Martin van Noorden from the Netherlands. Axel Samiala and Matthias Jacobsen running at the 6th row, row 7. Maxim Gidix and Carl Bolgard. Row 8, Charlie Turner and Christopher Zachse. Row 9 is Florian Breitenbach and Kilian Gerhardt. Matic Kormanic and Hannes Bolger running at the top 20 positions. With Nikita Ilyanov, Axel Bengtsson, Von Braken, Nicolas Guillaume, Lawrence Seifel, Jamie Smith, Hugo Schwarzer, Martin Knopka and Bendit Sabo. The drivers now go to their official formation lap. So the drivers now make their way through the final corner. Heat 2, DD2 about to get underway. Red lights on the gantry, 10 minutes plus an additional lap ahead of us. Revs rise, lights are out. We are underway. Good start here by Mark Kimber. Someone's very, very wide and sideways going 2 wheels on the grass. They're all punching their way up into turns 1 and 2, and into 3 for the first time. Charlie Turner taking the start, I'm afraid, so whether he's had a drama or he's being released now. He's going to start 15th. Taking a little bit wide, including the 488 of Hugo Schwarzer from Germany. Zana Shriblack trying to make up early ground. He's already up from 7th to 3rd place, so now he's going to hunt down both Chris Harnan and Mark Kimber. Turn number 10, including 484 Axel Bengtsson from Sweden, still racing. First lap completed. Mark Kimber only having a tenth of a second advantage over Chris Harnan, who decides not to pull the trigger. And slingshot past. He's going to wait and buy this time, try and keep Mark Kimber guessing. Into turn number 5 and now into turn 6, and then this is when Harnan decides to make the move. Kimber has to avoid, and then all of a sudden his cat-like reflexes open the door for Zana Shriblack. Up into 2nd position. Lasse Andresen battling away for 4th place with Mick Nolson from the Netherlands. Mattis Malinovskis. 414 from Latvia, running at the top 6. Fabian Bock now up into 7th. Jules Cousin and Matthias Jacobsen. Now Shriblack hits the front within the opening 2 laps. Stern top 3 covered by 0.373 of a second. So Shriblack leads after 2 laps with 8 minutes to go plus an additional lap remaining on the timer. So Charlie Turner did not take the start. And the drivers making some inroads. Lawrence Seifel started 25th, now up into 17th. Tom Braken currently sitting in 16th position. youngster from Belgium, up 7 places already. Triblack trying to start to extend a little bit of a lead over Chris Harnan and Mark Kimber. Looking on lap times, Martin Van Leeuwen is the fastest one out there, 54.832 seconds. He currently sits in 6th place behind Nick Nolte at the slot. 5th position. Matis is now occupying 6th place. Just over half a second separates the top 3. Martin Van Leeuwen up the inside of Mick Knowlton. Textbook through turn number 2. His attempt for the second behind 4.93. Vice champion for the Euro Trophy back in 2018 behind Hannes Moore in that particular year, 27-year-old from Stein. So 6 minutes and 35 seconds still to go. Van Leeuwen and Knowlton are starting to close in. Further back. And coming some headway. Brian Vandenbach now up into 18th. Tom Bracken after the first lap drama that took the youngster out of the race out of turn 7. Now has made his way up into 14th because he's just got past Carl Gustav Borgaard from Denmark. So 40% of the race just about completed, and 60% still to go. Triblack holding a slender lead. About 3/10 of a second, Chris Harnan. Couzard is now being passed by Maxime Didix in the 4.99 from Belgium. So, Maxime Didix, 18 years of age, has one of the more elaborate race helmet designs, Art Deco. Triblack controlling proceedings thus far with 5.5 minutes still to go. And Van Leeuwen is closing in on Kimber for P3 in the slipstream. Goes to 4.12. When is he going to pull out and pull the trigger? It's going to be now. And up the inside neatly goes 4.12. He's going to have to start chasing after Chris Harnan. Regulator flat from Martin Van Leeuwen from the Netherlands. Driver coming into pit lane, Kimi Gerhardt in the 4.94 from France. Triblack starting to extend that lead as Van Leeuwen up the inside of Chris Harnan. 4P2 through turn number 12. 4.5 minutes to go. And look at the trait. There's a big old trait there. That's Maxime Didix. That's from 7th backwards. So you've got Matis Malinowskis, Lasse Andreasen, Jules Couzard, Ronnie Cutler, Axel Saniala, Tom Bracken. So that is from 7th. Now it's all going to start really rearing its ugly head if someone wants to get a bit feisty. Jules Couzard manages to get through. Lasse Andreasen, I believe. Too close for comfort, I think. 3 minutes and 45 seconds still to go on the clock. Oh! Launching it from absolutely nowhere. Carl Gustav Borgaard does a number, and I think that was on Fabian Bock in the 481. That was a perler of a move through turn 10. Right, time penalty coming through, and Lawrence Oaktree has just been given a 5-second time penalty for pushing. So the 20-year-old from Salzgitter. This has been W's. Not having a great run. An incident with Jamie Smith in the first race, and now this is adding a bit of insult to injury, unfortunately, for the 420. Coming down to the final 3 minutes plus an additional lap. Donny Triblack still leads. Martin Van Leeuwen not quite catching him just yet, but he might get a little bit braver on the brakes just to close that gap down a little bit. Tom Bracken sending it up the inside of all people. Oh, Axel Sardiali, you just got served, my friend. That was brilliantly done. Tom Bracken just went, right, here we go. Bang, straight through. Thank you very much. Just behind they've got Ronnie Gebler, Fabian Bock, battling away with Carl Borgard in the 4-3-4. Gustav Borgard, we've seen in previous years. Staying with it. Where the 16-year-old for Irish competition resides currently. It's been just over a second between the top four. Doing exactly what he's setting out to do. And again, another move up the inside. This time, it was Lasse Andreasen came under the wrath of Tom Bracken's send up the inside through turn 10 and could be under pressure now from Axel Sarniala. That is going to be the case coming out of the final corner. And there's Mathias Jette Jakobsen, the 4-4-2. 16-year-old from Copenhagen getting through on a 27-year-old base from Stein. And there is Maxime Dirks. Right. We've got a nice little race brewing up here, but then you look behind and Jules Cousin is leading the train. Tom Bracken again, he's now ninth. Tom Bracken is absolutely running away with overtakes so far in this race. Started down in 23rd position, and Tom Bracken is in a genuine, heartfelt 100% ninth position. 14 places gained. How many more can he make up as there is a change for the race lead? Martin van Leeuwen on Xander Schribblack for the race lead coming through turn 2 as we're now on to lap number 11. Schribblack's going to try and see if he can do something, but he does not want. He's got to make that all important 64,000 euro question be answered, and now he's going to wrestle his way through on Van Leeuwen. And look at the run that Chris Harnen had on that one. Brilliant for the number 437 from the Netherlands. I hope his dad Paul is watching, because he's probably going stir crazy right now and just yelling at the TV with a few expletives to boot. But now this has brought Kimber back into it. Look how close the top four are. Last lap board is out. Top four covered by 0.376 of a second. Van Leeuwen was looking up the inside of Harnen through turn number 2. No room given by the SP Motorsport driver in second place. Through turn 5. Now into the hairpin at turn 6 as Kimber switches to the outside to get the under overdone on Martin van Leeuwen, and he goes wheel to wheel like Senna and Mansell back in 1991, and he has to back out of it. My goodness me, Mark Kimber had the run and he thought better of it. He's not here to win the, well, he definitely wants to try and win the event. He's using this like a few drivers are. We're on the Birol chassis to prepare for the grand finals in just 2 weeks' time. Xander Schribblack is going to make it 2 for 2, and Kimber went very, very wide there. Very, very wide. And that allowed Mathias Jette Jakobsen to get the 4th. Maxime Dirks hits the top 5. Mark Kimber 6th, Mick Knowlton 7th, and from 23rd on the starting grid, the 15-year-old from Belgium, Tom Bracken, takes P8 with Jules Cousin and Matis Malinovskis from Latvia rounding out the top 10 positions. To hand it to him, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Xander's back, 2 for 2 for the 19-year-old based out of these very parts here at Genk. All that trading, definitely worth it. So let's have a look at the finishing order for Heat 2. It's 2 for 2 so far for Belgium's Xander Schribblack, finishing ahead of Chris Harnen with Martin van Leeuwen rounding out the top 3. Mathias Jette Jakobsen takes 4th ahead of Maxime Dirks with Mark Kimber, Mick Knowlton, Tom Bracken, Jules Cousin and Matis Malinowskis rounding out the top 10. Lasse Andreasen, Axel Sarniala, Karl Borgard, Ronnie Göttler and Fabian Bock rounding out the top 15. Florian Breitenbach and Christopher Zaxa, Axel Bengtsson, Hugo Schwarzer and Hannes Border rounding out the top 20. Martin Konopka, Bendit Sabo, Matic Kormanic, Nikola Guillaume, Nikita Ilyanov, Lawrence Seyfried and Jamie Smith being the last of the finishers in that race, with Kylian Gerhardt out on lap 4 and Charlie Turner unfortunately not making it to the start. So let's have a look back at the DD2 second heat. That's it, Andreasen there for those watching at home. So the red lights went out. It was a good start from Kimber, as everyone managed to get themselves into position. But one driver decided, well, I'm going to be edged out a little bit here. Chris Harnan managed to make his way up into second position, but it was Arne Schriblak. He managed to make his way up from 7th. And then here was the move where Chris Harnan took the lead from Mark Kimber. A little bit of a touch from rear bumper to front fairing. And there was Schriblak. He was past Kimber quickly before you could say the word jump. A little bit of a sideways moment there. That was for the 484. That was one of the Tony karts. Axel Bengtsson with one of the Nies racing karts. And then Tom Bracken went on a binge of overtaking. And this was the move where Martin van Leeuwen briefly led the race ahead of Zander Schriblak, going through turn 2, but then we saw all of this commotion, and this was the moment that I nearly equated to Mansell v Senna in 1991. Kimber was he was literally millimeters away, and oh, that's why Mark Kimber went wide, because he went over the back bumper of Martin van Leeuwen, which dropped him down. He was lucky to get away with that one. He nearly could have ended up in the barriers, but Zander Schriblak taking his second win in the heats with one more to go.